All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, want to give all the praises, honor, and glory to the Most High and His only begotten Son. Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Workak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and others of Great Millstone who root and teach well. Wa Barakathum, unto the hopeful elect. All right, now today through the Spirit, I'm going to go into a quick lesson entitled Martial Law Prophecy, or dash Lock D. I'm just gonna put Lock D, right? And we are approaching, Esau speaking as a dragon, basically pushing out those real harsh, rigorous laws and everything. And the reason being is because he's trying to push forward his NWO. And he's gonna squash all types of resistance. And what we see right now happening is the Heavenly Father is allowing Esau to set forth these different, because all prophecy at the end of the day, the Heavenly Father is making it where it's all prophecy, right? But all these, it's so many different pathways that Esau could use to shut everything down and force everybody to consent unto him. Right? And he has ways to justify himself in so-called doing it. And I have a couple of news articles that prove it. This is Fox 4, and you have New York Times. It's all going to the same things. It says Trump assassination attempt suspect Ryan Ruth smirks in new Florida mugshot. So they call it the so-called suspect, right? And you have all these articles going into this assassination attempt that happened to Trump. And you already know we had the first one that was before in that other rally that he was in. You see that little thing to vouch for himself for the election, right? So a guy shot in his ear. Then you have the second one, right? Now this is a man that was the president at one point. You see, he has pull. He's one of the puppets that the elites are the top banking families. The Oppenheimers, the Rothschilds, all those top little hats. Well, Trump is one of the top puppets that they're using, along with Hellgate, and all these other guys, the W to the H to the O guys and all that, right? So, this is a big deal because he's projected to be the next president, and they trying to assassination attempt. Now, a lot of people support Trump. Mainly, these are people that are these Republicans. I forgot what the word is called. Conservative. I forgot to say it. It's basically those jakes that's into carrying weapons and all into the way Trump deals. Basically not having all the government things going on. Capitalists, what I meant. You see, they all have kind of the same viewpoints. They want to make a fuck ton of money. You know what I'm saying? So, all those people that support Trump, they're gonna, especially these Edomites, they're gonna go ham if Trump don't win this election, or even if he gets so-called executed, which is not gonna happen. You see, because they'll the way the elites are doing this thing, they'll lock this thing down before they let that actually happen. It's not actually gonna happen. It's really all set up, right? But this is one of the ways that they can lock this thing down because of these assassination attempts, right? Now check this out. Next one, we also got what? A new variant of the crown, XEC, right? XEC. And it's spreading. This is the Jerusalem Post, CBS News, Weather Channel, Today.com, right? See, look, they got all these different ones. CDC. And this is it from August 19th. So that's last month. They got all these different ones. right? So this is still a thing that's going on. This crown, and it's a lot of cases in different areas and places, right? Look at this. It's new, so they can lock this down because of this, right? Then you have this right here. This plague, the MPOX. It was jacking people up. It was mainly over there in wasn't really hitting America too hard. It's mainly over there in different parts of Africa and stuff, right? But the Congos and everything, but Esau can very easily from the cases they have hit here, make this thing lock this thing down because of this. This is jacking people up. So that's another thing that they're using. And you look at these articles, these are just legit. Science News, AP News. I have AP News downloaded, right? It's a new strand of the MPOX. They trying to make a serpent venom for it, right? Now let's go here. Now check this out. Then we also have this situation right here. This propaganda. It was really just propaganda. Just some bunch of BS. Esau's trying to push forward that agenda. Control the narrative. That's what I'm looking for. He's trying to control the narrative with this right here. To try and make people have a sense of, hatred or get, what I'm saying? Look at the people that's coming over here. All these gang members, they're a problem and stuff like that. But they're letting them over here. So Esau is doing this on purpose. You see? And then we know it is actually certain criminals that are getting brought up, which really Esau's allowing them to come over here. There is criminals over here. And there was even heathens amongst those big groups of immigrants. You see, that was actually, they even said it, like, yeah, we're gonna do some things. So you think Esau doesn't know that, okay, yep, this is a way I can lock this thing down. We're gonna lock this thing down to get you people in control. The so-called migrants coming over here. Right? They can easily do that. So these are basically what I went into was just 4 different articles that's showing that these are ways Esau can lock this thing down. We know what's gonna happen. We're just waiting on how the Most High or Yahweh Bashim Shai is gonna allow him to do it. But we know there's so many ways he can lock this thing down by this migrant situation, all the shit going on with that. The narrative that he's pushing, or it could be one of these so-called plagues, which the Lord making new plagues be popping up like crazy because we're in the end times, man. And then, or it could be this attacks, and they could try and blame us. You see, which they are going to blame us for these attacks on Trump. And then it could be many other attacks on little hats or whatever. They're going to try and blame it on us. And it's going to get bad to the point where all these different things are ways they can lock it down, but we know the lockdown is going to happen. However the Lord has it set up, it's going to happen. And that's going to lead to him making his NWO, the solution to this, to when they lock it down. Okay, this is going to be the salvation. You bow down to us. You let us put that micro C up in your forehead, or put that micro C up inside your hand. And then that's how you're gonna be delivered from all this evils and stuff that we're bringing, right? That's what we're getting ready to see happen, man. Now I want to go into precepts to prove that. Let's go here. This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. And it reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe," which means destruction, "unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath." Woe means destruction. It says the devil, which means deceiver, and the physical counterpart of the devil, because, Satan can be likened to being a devil, but guess what? Satan just means deceiver. But Satan has a people that he works through, right? And that people that he works through is the Edomites, right? The so-called quote-unquote white man, but really they're red, and ultimately it goes back into their lineage. Their lineage goes back into being an Edomite. That's the physical counterpart of the devil. That's who Satan works through the people, right? And he's the one that's in rulership. So he's going to come down having great wrath, right? It says, for the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. He knows that he's running out of time to push forward his NWO, which is the New World Order, right? So he's going to come down with those draconian measures, right? He's going to come down and try and force everybody to bow down to him like he's done in the past in the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire. That's why you had the Romans besieging Jerusalem 70 AD. They did that, right? That's why you had all the time period of Antiochus, which I'm going to get some scriptures on that. He's going to do that again. This is the same guy in reincarnation. The same devil. You see? This is Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And, you know, he saw this fake democracy, Democrats, Republicans, which really, that's how it was in the Roman Empire, the plebeians. All right. So he's coming, speaking, acting like he down with the people, with all these Democrat, Republic Party and all that bullshit. But it's all the same thing. But it says he spake as a dragon. Now, lamb is supposed to be harmless, but it says he's going to speak as a dragon. I want to get that word speak. All right. That word speak right here. All right. And it says Strong's G 2979. It says Laleo. Right? And it says to use words, this is definition 5, to use words in order to declare one's mind or disclose one's thoughts. Right? It says to utter, to use the tongue of faculty of speech, to utter a voice or emit a sound. You see, he's going to be declaring these different harsh, rigorous laws. He's going to lock this thing down and force people to bow down into him. And if you don't want to bow down, it's going to be death. You're going to get tossed in FEMA camps. All types of crazy stuff can happen, because guess what? That's that being fulfilled, being like a dragon, speaking as a dragon. Right? He's done this in the past. Let's get the precepts to prove it. This First Maccabees chapter 1. And I'm going to get to the point, verse 41. It says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. This is what Esau trying to do, is NWO. You giving into all the ways of the Fruit Loop community, the way his democracy is ran, the way his military is done, you know, having that way of you only live once, all these different religions are open to all these different things. You see? And then ultimately the main thing is that MOTB, that Revelation 13 and 16. You see? That's what his current NWO is. You see his whole system that he got set up. He wants everybody to bow down into it. But it says, verse 42, it says, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed to the commandment of the king. Right? And that's what you see happening now. These places that were so-called, you know, because we're spiritually extrapolating. This is what Esau did in the past, and he's doing it now. A lot of these nations that had morals and had a certain way, you know, they might have not accepted the Fruit Loop community. They had laws against it, whatever the case to be. They're accepting it because of Esau. Or they're making pacts and agreements with him so he can have control over their stuff. So that way Esau don't attack their ass. You see? Verse 43, it says, yea, many of the Israelites consented into his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. They was worshiping all those different gods, man. Those so-called gods. Those really, they ain't nothing but some fucking men that walked the earth at one point, and they modeled themselves to be a so-called god. You see? And they're being worshipped. You know, and Jake was heavy into the idolatry. That's why when you look into the Israelite foreigners in the New Testament, that's why they was so jacked up, because they was real deep into that Hellenized way of being, the Greek customs, you know, that lawlessness and orgies and, you know, all that BS for those different idols and deities, so-called idols and deities, which ain't nothing but some damn demons on the left-hand side. Jake was into that stuff, and Esau's trying to push the same thing. You know, his ultimate idol is going to be taking that micro C up. You see? You basically vowing that, yeah, you're my power. I belong unto you forever by taking the micro C hip. That's that stigma, the cha-cha stigma. That's them MOTB. To make it to where you belong to Esau, not the Lord no more. And that's what he's trying to do now. All right. Continue on. First Mac 1 and 50, and it's jumping down. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. Right? So Esau was doing this back then. He said, if you don't consent, you don't worship these different deities, Diana and all these Serapis Christus, all these different idols and gods, then we're gonna put your ass to death, man. You see? And Esau is doing it now. If you don't take that micro C hip, you're not gonna be able to make no purchases. We're gonna lose your job. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing if you don't take the micro C hip, that Revelation 13 and 16. So we're getting ready to see this man, take extensive measures to make sure everybody bow down unto him, which henceforth what I'm going to right now, like locking this thing down to control everybody and make everybody do what he wants them to do. This second Mac 6 and 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep the Sabbath days or ancient fast, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. This is what Esau's pushing back in the past time. And that's basically what you do if you take the micro C hip. Because that's what Esau's going to offer. When he locks this thing down, he's going to offer the micro C hip as being like the way of salvation. The way to be delivered from his yoke that he's putting upon people. You gotta take the micro C hip. Right? But I got this right here. This is last one is 2 Ezra 15 and 17. It says, a man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. Right? So that's what he's getting ready to do. And the only way to be able for him to loosen that harsh, dragging hardcore way of being is going to be by you consenting to him and doing what he said. That's what he's trying to make everybody do. Bow down and bend the knee. And that's going to be one of the things he's going to do is this lockdown, which close is coming. All right. But anyways, Lord willing, this is edifying. All those different ways, the Lord can bring that lockdown in all those different manners. But he's going to use those little things that he has going on, one of the plagues, or use the migrant situation, or use one of the assassinations to lock this thing down. So we're getting ready to see this happen. A man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. Right? He's going to lock this thing down. You see? Martial law. Okay? But, hey, through trusting Yahweh Shem Shai, he's going to make sure we're good through that time. So that's all we got to do. Ain't nothing Esau can't do that the Lord won't allow him to, right? But anyways, I brought this out. This was edifying. I like to end it off by saying, call Allah Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Warchakwadash. Double honors to Yahweh Shem Shai, double honors unto the apostles and others of great millstone, who rule and teach well. Till next time, Kram Shalom.